YouTube, what's going on? It is Sans coming at you with a Destiny competitive multiplayer video, and today we're going to kind of try and highlight some of the information that we've been able to gather after this flurry of activity this week. So what we do know is that competitive multiplayer has indeed been confirmed, and it sounds like multiplayer will actually be unlocked probably after a few hours. So this coincides with kind of what people had said, where they were saying that in order to level up your character to max amount, it should probably take only a few hours or so. So with that in mind, it really comes down to the amount of gear, armor, and weapons that you're able to modify or accessorize is really going to kind of keep the replay value consistent. Now, the reason that I kind of highlighted the amount of gear or loot or whatever we're going to be able to bring over is that it sounds like you're really going to be able to transfer that from the campaign portion of the game over to your multiplayer experience. So I think that on a couple levels this is really cool. Bungie's already alluded to the towers kind of being the area where you're going to have that third-person view where you'll really be able to kind of see your armor, see your weapons, and showcase the battles and places that you've been or visited. And I think that it'll be really, really cool to be able to see that character brought forth into the multiplayer aspect of things so you can show it off to friends and enemies alike. So Bungie has stated that there's going to be good incentives to play campaign, and I think that some of those incentives are probably going to be the ability to have either extremely rare items that you've located only in the campaign, and you're being able to bring them over to multiplayer, and the same thing with armor. In addition, you're going to be able to customize all of your weapons and armor with I guess some sort of upgrades, and we don't know exactly how that process works. But with that in mind, it sounds like the possibilities are kind of endless and almost infinite. So you're really going to be able to have a complete custom loadout tailored to how you want to play the game. Now let's just quickly talk about some of the, I guess, the more important parts of what's come out of multiplayer. When asked if weapons need to be nerfed or buffed, they said they wouldn't discount that, but they think that over time, weapons that are needlessly overly powered will kind of diminish on their own. So that sounds extremely interesting. I'm really excited to kind of see how that process works, especially since we've seen completely imbalanced weapons used in other games. So what Bungie has said about the playing experience so far is that it is much faster and more lethal than Halo. So of course this is alluding to people having the ability when engaged in combat in Halo to kind of, if they got hit, they would be able to run and hide somewhere and have their shields regenerate. What they were saying that this time around, at least with Destiny, is that it's going to be much more balanced in the way that if someone sneaks up behind you, for example, and starts shooting you, you're pretty much going to die instantly, or else relatively quickly. And that would be shooting someone with a primary weapon and not necessarily, shooting a big old rocket launcher at them or using your special. So when I hear that, then that makes me think, A, they kind of shifted more towards that Call of Duty style play, and then B, one of the big drawbacks for me with Halo was that it did kind of seem to be a little bit difficult to kill people at times, which could be extremely frustrating. So I'm happy to hear that they've kind of balanced those issues out. Now the final thing that I wanted to discuss was just chat restrictions going to be working. So it sounds like when you hop into a multiplayer game that you will be restricted to chat to just the 3 members within your fire team. So that's kind of taking on the Battlefield 4 way that things are set up, but that's actually a lot nicer. You're not going to have people that are just going to be constantly blasting music right in your ear, or else just screaming at the top of their lungs, which was really frustrating about the whole Call of Duty gameplay whenever you'd hop into a pub match there. So I'm happy that Bungie has taken the time to really kind of say, hey, how can we better the player experience and make sure that some of the shortfalls that have plagued other games won't plague this one. And not to say that there won't be bugs, and I'm sure there will be, of course, a few issues, bugs, and probably some patches that roll out. But I'm really excited for this title, most anticipated title, beginning of the year for me. So thanks for watching, you guys, and stay tuned for additional Destiny updates.